John chapter 1, verses 45 and 46. Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him of whom Moses and the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." Nathanael said to him, "Can any good thing come out of Nazareth?" And Philip said to him, "Come and see." Come and see. Those three words, come and see, those are three words that are so important, so valuable for the Christian life. They are the way that we evangelize. They are the way that we tell people about Christ. They are the way that we show people where life is. Come and see. Come with me and see what God is doing, what God has done, what God will do. Come and see. And Philip wants to tell Nathanael about Christ. He's going to introduce Christ to his friend Nathanael. He does that three ways. He makes three promises, actually. Number one is that Christ is promised. Number two is that Christ is familiar. And number three is that Christ is present. So we want to look at those three things. Christ is promised. Philip, verse 45 says, found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him of whom Moses and the law, and also the prophets wrote." Now, the law and the prophets is their way of talking about the Bible. And so what Philip is saying is, Nathanael, listen to this. Listen, I've got good news for you. Everything that the Bible has been pointing to all of this time, every time we read through the Bible, it's been hoping for one thing for our lives. It's been pointing to one thing for our lives. It's been pointing to life. And we've found that life. We've found the source of life. We've found the thing that the Bible has been talking about. The law, Moses, the prophets, all of that has been pointing to this. It's Christ, the Lord, is Jesus of Nazareth. And so he wants to say that he is promised. Have you ever walked into a restaurant, ordered, let's say, a Sprite, for instance, and the waitress brings you a water and then brings you a Sprite. And over the course of a couple of minutes, you forget which one is which. You're not paying attention, and you reach for the Sprite, for instance, and you accidentally grab the water and you drink it. What happens? You're surprised, right? What if you drink the water? You're expecting the Sprite. You're expecting what you've been promised. That's what Nathanael is experiencing right now. Philip is saying, you've been expecting this and it's finally here, but it's going to be a surprise for you. It's going to shock you. It's going to shock your system. You haven't been paying enough attention to God's moving. Well, God is here. And yeah, it's going to knock you out of your socks. That's who Christ is. Christ is promised us. He won't come like we expected him to come. He won't be there like we expected him to be there, but he will be there. He is not safe, but he is good. He is Christ. He is Jesus of Nazareth. He's been promised you. And it's time for you to grab a hold of the thing that you've been promised. That's what Philip says to Nathanael. We found this one. I'm going to show you where he is. He's promised, but he's also familiar. Christ is familiar to you. In the same way that if you have a child and you've ever walked around a busy mall or something like that, and as you're walking around, you find your child kind of wandering a little bit, and then he latches on to somebody that looks a little bit like you. Have you ever experienced that? That's kind of the feeling that Philip is describing for Nathanael. He says, "We found him of whom Moses and the law, and also the prophets wrote, Jesus of Nazareth. He's the son of Joseph." And in fact, Nathanael, he pushes back a little bit against that. He's from Nazareth? Son of Joseph? Can anything good come out of Nazareth? No. Nazareth is the town next door. It's the crosstown rivalry place. No, nothing great is going to come out of Nazareth. He's the son of Joseph? I know Joseph. He's a carpenter. You're talking about a Messiah. But he's the son of a carpenter? No. But what Philip is saying to Nathanael is that Jesus has been familiar to us. He looks like something that we can handle. He looks like family. He has the feel, the spirit, the move, the personality that we're able to comprehend, that we're able to reach out and touch. Philip says, it's still a surprise. He is still a surprise. But he's been promised, and he's also familiar. These little glimpses you've seen, they're just little glimpses of the big surprise, of the big reveal. So he's promised, he's familiar, but he's also present. He is also present. You see, that's what gives Philip the ability to say, after Nathanael says, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Philip says to him, "Come and see." And that's what I would say to you. That's what Paul said to us, the apostle. That's what Jesus said to his disciples. That's what the burning bush said to Moses. Come and see. Come and taste. For what I've got for you is good. What I've got for you is life. But you can't stay where you are. Come and see. Is today maybe the day that you need to come and see? That you need to come and follow me so that you can see where I'm leading, where I'm going, where I'm traveling. The one who is leading me is Christ. Come and see. That's what Philip said to Nathanael. That's what we say to you. Come and see. Your surprise is waiting. It's time to open up the package.